think that is really, really neat.
So they create a story and then they create a movie. Stop watching video.
Frank? I didn't. Oh, you do? That's what your wife said.
Yeah, that's actually one of the things from the concert. Just want to make sure we spell everything very good. They have all your,
All right, well, they are his tools to storytelling, and your children will love them. Listen in on one man's stony tale about putting a fun story together. Find out his way to help boost your child's imagination and encourage him or her to read. Up next, forget about the pen and paper. We're going to look to rocks to get your child to love storytelling. That's when we come back.
3, 2.
Well, this San Antonian has had a love for art and teaching children to appreciate it, but his tools are not what you expect. Here to explain is the creator of Rocky Pals, Frank Ramirez. Good morning, Rocky.
Good morning.
Oh, good morning, Rocky. Good morning, Frank.
Good morning.
How are you? Okay, so you've already gotten started here, and I just first of all want to ask you about how you got started actually in this type of art form. How did you get started?
It's kind of funny because I was actually looking at some branches, and in the branch that I picked up out of digging something out of the ground in my house, I saw shapes in the branch. I thought to myself, wow, I can see a lion, I can see this, I can see a snake, I can see a human. Finally, I said, well, maybe I can do it on rocks. So I started picking up rocks and find images in rocks, and you can tell it's a lot of images I've been able to produce.
Oh, yeah, certainly.
Because see, the trick is to grab a rock, whatever rock you pick, and be able to see an image in the rock.
That's amazing, because I would have never seen, and is this a wolf here?
No, well, actually, this is a polar bear.
A polar bear, okay.
It's a polar bear.
See, I didn't even see a polar bear. You certainly saw it.
Here's a perfect example of the way I found the rock. I saw an eagle.
Okay.
Okay, but on the other side, let's see a shark.
Yes, that is excellent.
So there's many examples of the rocks.
So so you saw these rocks in certain animals and including a human, I see right there.
Yeah,
and
the wizard.
Right, and so yeah, you saw a wizard. So you see these figures, and then you decided, okay, I'm going to put this to a story. And so tell us about that. How did that all come about?
Well, you're talking now about stony tales.
Yes.
Stony tales is a result of Rocky Pals becoming characters in a story, and the kids are part of that story. I mean, their creations become what makes the story, because of their characters they actually create. So I teach them to look at a rock, find the image in the rock, paint it, make it three-dimensional, and put it into a story that they can make it, you know, their story, and then put it in a book.
Okay.
And make it actually publish it.
And publish it. Okay.
And this will be their story, their characters, and what a way to build self-esteem.
Right, exactly. Yeah, you know, you cultivate a child's imagination and his or her creativity, and put together some storytelling skills, and this is what you get right here.
And then, of course, the next step is to go to a stop-motion video.
Yes.
And create a story on video, sort of like a cartoon.
Right.
But it's, you know, like Gumby and stop-motion, kind of that's same principle.
You've been an artist all your life, you said, and so when you were a child too, you decided, you know what, I think I might want to, you know, paint a little, do a little bit of art here.
Yes, started with just doodling on paper, you know, like everybody starts that way, more or less. And eventually I started painting. People thought I had great talent, but I never did it professionally. I just kind of a hobby to paint and draw, and eventually I started to do some professional art. You know, that I go to art shows and show it. Last time I showed this in an art show, I had a table full of about 60 kids wanting to paint rocks. So it's I could attend to all of them to really actually show them how to do it, but it's It's really a nice way to introduce kids into art, writing, reading, storytelling, and eventually into the stop motion video and create a video.
You just keep going and going and going.
From elementary to high school.
Right, there's all these different layers to it. Now, okay, so you've got this beautiful rock here, and what do you see?
Well, I already saw it. It's on the other side.
Again, I did not see that, but you saw it.
On this side is the dinosaur, but I'm going to do the other side, and then I'm showing you right now like a sponge paint, just like you do a faux painting on a wall.
Right.
But you do it with a sponge to create a texture of the skin. You want to try it?
Okay, sure.
Let me just tap it a little like this, and just tap it lightly everywhere around there.
Everywhere?
Just everywhere.
Okay.
Because it's going to have a combination of all the colors.
And this is what you do with the kids. This is how you get them interested. You know, because I'm sure there's a child out there who says, well, I don't know if I'm really into painting, but this helps them kind of explore it.
And this way they can, once they develop their own character, now it's their own character. And the beautiful thing about it, if you see, let me get this right here.
Oh, this piece of paper?
This piece of paper is their actual.
Go ahead and hold this up.
Their birth certificate for the Rocky Pals.
So the rocks, of course, you give them a name, you give them a character, you give them a birth certificate.
Correct.
Okay.
And now they have their own personal, it becomes a passion to what they did and reproduce it and make stories because it's their character. It has a birth date, you know.
Very interesting.
Oh, I'm sorry.
We'll go ahead and lay this back down. But so I do want to mention to folks at home, because I know we've got a lot of parents who love to watch, and teachers too who probably watch and wonder about Rocky Pals. So I'm going to give them Frank's information. If you'd like to learn more about Rocky Pals, you can certainly log on to rockypals.com, and there is a phone number. Give them a call at 342-6709. You can also log on to our website, KENS5.com, and you have to wait here for a little bit, and after the show, maybe we can finish this up. What do you think? Okay. All right. Well, thank you so much, Frank, for stopping by.
You're welcome.
Okay. Well, coming up, a tribute to women in mariachi. See who came together to make it all happen. We'll be right back. All right, well, before we leave you, you know, we told you about Rocky Pals and Frank Ramirez. Well, he was working on this rock. Earlier you said, what does this look like to you? And I said, oh, just a painted rock. And and look what you did. You've got here a dinosaur.
Right. This is when he's angry.
That's when he's angry.
And then he made friends with the rest of the Rocky Pals. He's happy now.
And he's happy now. There you go. See, what a lot of fun for kids. Lots of fun.
Can I tell you where I'll be teaching?
Okay, quickly.
I'll be teaching at the North Independent School District, adult and community education. Also for our children to an organization called Bridge for Hope.
Okay, very good.
And also at my office at Video Wave Productions Company. And I have a classroom there every Saturday. In the summer, I'll be teaching it. Okay, well, thank you so much, Frank. Thank you so much for stopping by and doing a little painting there. And thank you, ladies. And thank you, little kiddos. Okay, thanks a lot for watching. We'll see you next week.